Well, I figured I'd elaborate a little bit more. If you were paying attention to this video, it made it clear that these creatures literally have no other threat. Spiritual creatures that are the shadow of this person that has my powers in this anime. Basically, God powers. His shadows, these things that are appearing just because of how OP he is, and he's basically soloing them. Like, nobody else can do anything about them. It's just like that in this world. Like, it's literally like, why nobody can really do nothing unless they do something through Jesus Christ or something like that. Because that's just how unbalanced it is. That's how low people are compared to Jesus Christ. And I think it's interesting how he talks about a prophecy here as well. You can see the swords.
I can sense no limit to his energy.
Are you the boss man of these invaders?
Wonderful. Before we fight, let us exchange names.
Notice his name too.
I lead the pirate band known as
Dark Matter, the
I
Shadow.
am the dominator of the universe.
He's the Shadow, see? Now all of a sudden he pops up in the show because literally One Punch Man, just like another show, is completely out of balance. So, like, these kind of shows are very realistic because they actually show what other people of high skill do relative to me. Like, they're highly skilled, they're impressive, but the difference is staggering. It's not even comparable. But this guy, once again, Saitama is causing these type of OPS things to appear because just they keep calling it balance. I just call it my shadow, and yeah, so it's dark matter.
My name is Gojo.
I'm a hero for fun. I mean, a real professional hero. And my name is Saitama.
Saitama.
Look, dude, I don't know what the denominator of the universe wants with Earth, but you sure did make a big mess out of City A.
But I want Earth. There exists a prophecy. But now I'm certain it was true.
See, it was a prophecy. They cut some of that out, but like, yeah, I know it's true because he's seen his aura. Never seen anything like him. He's got the typical problem, no competition type of thing. But he's on the other end of things, so he's just like this random little, just like bashing out he summoned this one creature just for fun. It's like Saitama's doing it subconsciously, doesn't he? Just like Gojo was doing it his story. And I was doing it and didn't even know as well. It seems like just like when God opens the seals, it's the 4 horsemen. Just like there's a 4 spirits of God. There's all these impersonators, like all these evil things coming out of the sea, like the chaos, the abyss, the void, like everybody that came besides God is a fucking liar and a thief. Like he is the one way, the one truth, the one light, one true light that lasts forever. Not these chaotic ones that lead to fucking absolute devastation and hellishness because they're not, they're not perfect. Their prophecies, just like Jesus prophesied and all this kind of stuff. Like, people don't believe it, especially. This guy, he's just a shadow, really. He's not even real. It's a show.
Come and give stimulation to my existence. That.
See, he didn't even exist without Saitama. He didn't even exist without that great power that is causing greater shadows to exist. Because shadows can't make light. Light can make shadows.
That's why I am here.
And then, of course, Saitama's mad about that. Not too mad, but naturally gets like does that or whatever.
There will always be a finite space around Gojo that is impossible to scale. This concept comes from limits and derivatives in mathematics, but economy also uses the...
They can't scale it to infinity. Like, you can't quantify infinity. I remember they tried to say that they would have infinity times infinity times. No, you don't understand. Infinity is infinity. Like, there's an infinite amount of rooms. I don't give a fuck. that you made infinity with these other variables that you're giving it to make it supposedly a bigger number. It's fucking infinity. Trust me, I know infinity. Infinity is infinity. There's faster infinities, but that's only in time. When you get out of time, it doesn't matter.
Example of Achilles' paradox to make it even clear. So that means it's time for another story. Just to explain Gojo's theory of power is this show. That's how OP this dude. Well, essentially, the Greek philosopher Zeno came up with a fun tale about a race between quarters.
This nigga got the same name as the fucking... I'm pretty sure it's the same name as the God of All in the Dragon Ball Super manga show or whatever. It's crazy.
The tortoises challenged Achilles to a race, but with the condition that the hero must give him a 10-meter head start. Well, of course, Achilles agreed, thinking he could cover up distance in a flash. But what if I tell you he would not win the race at all? The tortoises wisely told Achilles that in the time Achilles would cover the 10-meter head start, the tortoise would have moved a certain distance ahead, even if it was small. By the time Achilles would cover that small distance, another small distance would have been created between the tortoise and him. You can think of it as walking to a bus stand 100 meters away, but you can only...
It's like a fire. He's literally devouring this person's essence. Like, this person is like lost half of their speed and half of their speed and half of their speed down to nothing.
Move in halves of the remaining distance. You will first walk 50 meters, but then you can only walk 25 meters, then 12.5 meters, and so...
That's all relativity. He's so powerful, just like when I showed you with this, when I was out in the sun, everything else was like darkness. It's relativity. Like the turtles is actually faster than him. That's the funny thing about it.
And so on. The distance will keep on getting smaller, but it will never be zero. This means you will never close the distance between you and the bus stand, which will reduce by a...
As long as he had a head start, that's the trick. And this kind of explains my power, like why they'll never be able to match it at all, because I'm preeminent. It's just like the turtle, like they ain't never catching up, never. They can try as much as they want, and they're gonna have to follow the same road I did if they want to even have any of that. Otherwise, they're gonna be off road, and they're gonna that split's gonna get bad in a bad way, a really bad way, instead of just getting slower because you're behind me.
By a very small amount each time, making
you're behind me because you're a roadblock, and I don't got nothing to do with roadblocks.
Gojo's opponents feel when infinity exists. Gojo uses the neutral infinity to keep any attack or harmful substances away. He can filter objects by shape, composition, mass, and speed to stop or allow them near him. It is such a flex that he needed an umbrella as seen in Open 2 Kaisen, nor does he even walk on the ground just the rest of us, because we saw him harmlessly walk over ants.
You ever heard of coming in the skies, clouds of glory?
The Kyoto as seen in Open 2 Kaisen, nor does he even walk on the ground just the rest of us, because we saw him harmlessly walk over ants in the Kyoto goodwill. Infinity can only be stopped when the user disarms it or high-level techniques like domain amplification or expansion.
See, this is exactly what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with basically all these other fucking users of magic. They have a small dick complex. Like, they see me get irritated because I'm just that much greater and think, oh, they got to do their own thing, and that just leads them to corruption. Corrupts them automatically. And it's like this balance thing going on, like I said, that they're trying to talk about here. Where all of these realms, like I told you in Second Entrance, they come against the person. That's just how it is. And using all this radiation and all this positive power, and that's why I had to come up with all these counters to that. Like, he'll show you that this guy literally comes up with all these exact things I was telling you about, how the Organite takes their energy and turns it into positive, countering their shit out. And then this magnetic thing I'm about to do with the magnetite, which is iron, it's going to counter the graphene oxide, which is another ferro effect. But it's positive. This as far as not the graphene, but the iron, the rod of iron, basically. The hematite and the magnetite. So it's literally just how they're trying to affect me with this negative shit to try and counter me however they can, because they don't believe one man should have so much power. But they don't understand who I am. That's their problem. Just like all the ones before this guy, they never had the kind of power this guy had. Like where he has both limitless, where he basically just keep growing and all this kind of stuff, but at the same time his power is basically infinite at the same time. So it would be pointless to have infinite power. You just blow like it all before you can even use any of your real power. Like, but with this, he's able to just keep going and going and going. He can turn their energy against him, use it for himself. Like, it's crazy.
A very few
Just like I do.
Or mess with it too. Moving on to the second form of limitless.
What they call that thing? Inverted heaven? You see? They're trying to counter it. They're trying to go opposite.
A very few tools like inverted spell heaven can hold or mess with it too. Moving on to the second form of limitless is the strength.
And that's why they're doing 5G like they're doing this, to try and fucking take me out. Man. They gotta like, it's literally started with this shit, man. They were trying to get me these wars and Darksiders. I saw his towers in the game that he's fighting against when he was in this barren city and stuff. All these zombies that didn't make the transfer. And I was just like, man, those are cell towers. I remember like that's like way back in like 2012, bro, like 2013 really, like, and it's been going on since like way before that though. Like I just recognized it when I saw the game in that time, and I knew the game was gonna have all these things before it even came out. Like it's a whole nother story though. Like, but yeah, like I saw that they were using this radiation to try and interfere with me, and then all this noise campaigns and stuff to try and like overload my powers, and then or really just to try and mix their shit in and just try and pollute it or something. Just create. It's kind of like a noise on the signal. I'm starting to think that one of the most dangerous things is actually the power lines. And the power lines in the house is actually probably more dangerous than anything. Like, I mean, not more than 5G or whatever, but it's like up there. It's really dangerous too. So you gotta be careful with your power lines and all that kind of stuff. We're up to 12. Alright, so let me get back to this.
Strengthen the limitless blue from the neutral state. When Gojo fires up his technique because energy, it creates an attraction force around itself. Gojo brings negative spaces into reality to create a magnetic force that attracts everything towards it to fill up the empty space. When Gojo hit JuJutsu blue, he almost exploded because his body was attracted to the.
For example, when the sun goes by me at 12 o'clock, that's how I predict this shit to the day and hour. Like, we kept getting all those flares. You might want to check that out, like undeniable video, like all the ones that say undeniable, you might want to check that out, like we predicted something. And then it's actually the one where I talked about the 24-hour cycle, but I also talked about it even more in this other video where I actually show several days of these things happening. It happens several days in a row. And yeah, it's because of my magnetic effect. But I'm also going to have I'm gonna have to increase the power of the magnetic field using this magnetite, because it seems my power is getting a little too much for the planet, and it'd be good to have the magnetic field up there. Possibly, maybe I shouldn't put it up there, but one that's made out of the rod of iron, or megatite, or hematite. With megatite, there's this rainbow-colored ore all around it, just like I've been telling you about the rainbow colors, just like his eyes look good with rainbow colors. So all the colors I showed you when I was clearing the sky, it was the red and the blue, both primary on both sides of the sky, near the sun. And you can see the gold or yellow and the green in there, like all some other rainbow colors, like 6 of them or whatever. And I showed you I had 6 stones. Well, I didn't show you, I told you that. And I was saying that there was actually 7. And it's like this dark stuff, the void, I guess you would call it, or whatever. Not really a void.
Attraction to fill it up. Anyway, even though this technique needs immense concentration, a huge amount of energy that annoys Gojo too, it brings negative numbers into reality. One can think of it as an extremely high-power vacuum cleaner that sucks up everything at an insane power. The power of magnetism depends on how much energy Gojo is putting into the technique. But he has.
And you see, the more energy, the more just that magnetic effect. And that's just going into his natural ability, like I told you. That the one where it's just constant, the constant infinity effect. That's the basis of it all. Like it really is the true power. And so that's why he got the blue off that. Not surprised, man, at all. And the more power he puts into it, just like with the monks when they were praying those caves with the magnetite stones, it would change the color to the rainbow color and it'd be growing, just like that's true. The stones can actually grow. It's fucking crazy shit, bro. Let me continue this. Get a little more.
He has to be careful to not get caught in the aftermath himself.
Yeah,
So he has to rate people.
That's true. Like, I have to be careful about that too. Like, it's a bit, I mean, I'm on the plan too, like, these effects. I'm not in the storm, but it's still dangerous. Like, it's real.
Point of attraction at a safe distance. However, when this situation is tough to handle,
This
Gojo
doesn't
can
matter.
use the strongest form of this technique as well, although at a huge risk. In his
Yes.
fight against Gojo,
There's a risk, but no risk, no reward. You know, like, enemy purposely got me out here, like, in this situation, so I have to. I'm not worried. I mean, I'm kind of worried about their attacks, but I'm more worried about my own recourse. Like, that's the thing that scares me the most. That's why I backed off several times and haven't pulled it seriously, like for that very effect. I'm hoping that I'll be able to push harder this time. I mean, I've been pushing harder than normal lately. But I mean, like, to just be able to do it all out. I haven't even been able to do it all out. Hopefully this magnetic thing will be able to help. Definitely helped him. We'll see that in later parts, but I don't think I'm going to get that far in this vid.
Gojo used Curse Technique Lapse Maximum, Curse Energy Output Blue, and this was to destroy everything in his vision to avoid sneak attacks. As the name suggests, the destruction caused by maximum output is much higher than when Gojo used it on JuJutsu. And since we're already...
It's literally like, this is exactly what happened with Satan when he showed up, and then also this is exactly like how his vision affects things. Like whatever was in his vision, exactly what the scripture said, it would destroy, whatever like was in the vision, it would be like melted like fire and stuff like that. First counting the look off, and they tremble and all that kind. Because that energy comes down, opening of heaven, light in heaven comes through that opening heaven, it's the sun, it's the earth, it absorbs, cause all kinds of effects. Yeah, this is already pretty long, so man. And here it looks like it's getting pretty late, so I think I'm gonna make this the last one for tonight. I might, depending on how many views, I might make one more part. I really want to get through this, but as you can see it's extremely detailed. Like, if I didn't know shit, this would not have been fucking this many videos already. Like, but it really does relate to everything that's been going on, and I've been trying to tell y'all. It's very real. And you see how they even talk about the vision. Yeah, like, it's real, bro. People sleeping on it. Like, for example, if someone does DMT, they end up in this realm, and they think they're losing their mind, and they just see these spiritual entities that are there, and they can end up in these loops that they think is like hell and all kinds of stuff, depending on what they were doing when they ended up there. Like, this shit ain't no joke, man. Like, it's got to do with your vision. Like, you can see everything that's going on through your brain if you're connected. They don't want you to be connected well. They want you to have all the schisms in your brain. But like, meditation is one way to get that together. Prayer to God is a really good way as well. But there's something deeper to the prayer. For example, these powers I have, I consider them my prayers. I do them constantly, day and night. It's slick how you word it so that lesser beings will never understand. But the people that are meant to just might. But it's really all meant for me at the end of the day. Me.